Yo everybody, it's ML7 and in today's video we'll be talking about who I think are the best and worst supports in Overwatch 2 PvP beta. After playing a ton in the alpha against players of all skill levels, I can say that there are two types of situations a support player should recognize so that they can adapt accordingly, either by hero swapping or by changing their playstyle. When your elimination is the main goal for the enemy team, and when your elimination is a side goal for the enemy team. Now, let's explain the situations a bit. Being the main goal means that the enemies play with heroes who want to kill the supports as they are the easiest ones to kill. Heroes like Genji, Tracer, Doomfist, Winston, Wrecking Ball and so on. High mobility heroes who can easily catch low mobility supports. With one less tank to peel for you, keeping the supports alive in the backline will not fall into the responsibility of your team, but into your own hands as a support player. In this situation, playing heroes with low mobility, like Ana, ZENYATTA and BAPTISTE, yes, he can get to high ground, but he can't dash away to safety, will be very hard, as they will have to use their abilities for themselves and not to enable their team if they want to have a chance at survival. Heroes with high mobility, like LUCIO and MOIRA, will shine, as they're experts at staying alive. When you're the side goal, it means that the enemies run with a team composition focused around countering your tank or your DPS, not the support backline. For example, they play heroes like Mei and Cassidy. They will only focus what's in front of them, which is your tank most of the time. In this case, playing heroes like Ana and ZENYATTA will be insanely strong, because if you're not contested on these heroes and you hit your shots, you will be a carry for your team. Even if you take a little bit of damage from the enemies, the new support passive, which heals you after leaving combat for a few seconds, means that you no longer have to use Ana's nade to heal yourself or to ask for heals from your other support. Playing heroes who don't offer that much utility for your team and who need to be in range of the enemy to be effective will be suboptimal. I think that MOIRA will be very weak in this situation, as she provides only healing and damage to her team, no utility whatsoever. With these scenarios in mind, let's see who I think are the strongest and weakest supports. Heroes tier list when you're the main goal. S tier, MOIRA, LUCIO. A tier, Mercy, Brig. B tier, BAPTISTE, ZENYATTA and Ana. Explanation of hero tier lists for the main goal category. S tier, MOIRA. MOIRA has always been the go-to pick if your only jobs in the team are to heal and not die. She does a ton of healing and damage, and her fade is one of the best escape abilities from the game, especially after the change she received a while ago that allows her to jump high up after her fade is over. This is what I've always said to people asking me for tips on how to play support. If you die a lot, go MOIRA. Save the abilities for yourself if they still focus you on MOIRA. Use fade only if you really have to. Play around corners, not in the open. Even save the orb to protect yourself. Heal your team only with left click. As I like to say, Bear Grylls mode activated. Second S tier hero in this category is LUCIO. A good LUCIO player should always die last from their team, as they're hard to catch. He can set up picks for the team with his boops, can get his team back into the fight faster by taxiing, and his speed boost lets him catch enemies that are out of position. Brig is a much better peeler than LUCIO, but in this scenario, he doesn't need to peel that much, so this is why he's S tier. A tier, Mercy. Mercy players with good movement will have a lot of fun, even if the enemies are playing with dive heroes. Being able to read dives and use the movement text she has to escape, or at least buy time, will be intense. Why she's in A tier is because even though she regains HP faster now out of combat thanks to the support passive, stacking with her own healing passive, there's only so much Mercy can do if every target she can Guardian Angel to is easy for the enemies to reach. This is why, even if you're the best Mercy player in the world, you won't be able to survive against Tracer, Sombra and Ball diving you while you pocket a soldier. Change that soldier for a Pharah and other heroes in your team who you can escape safely to, and she becomes S tier. Brig. Classically speaking, Brigitte is picked as a counter to dive. The fact that she has the stun removed means that she is less threatening than before to the enemies. Yes, she has higher survivability with the increased range in her shield bash ability, but let's be honest now, you'll be less scared to dive a Brig than you were before because she can only whipshot you away now. This also means that a lot of ultimates won't be cancelled anymore. Ever played Tracer and got your pulse bomb cancelled by Brig? Well, not anymore. Therefore, Brig is in A tier. B tier, Baptiste, ZENYATTA, and Ana. Baptiste has vertical mobility and a lot of survivability, but unfortunately, if you destroy the lamp or boop him out of it, then he's an easy target. If you think about playing him from an undivable range, then you'll have a hard time getting maximum value out of his kit. ZENYATTA and Ana are immobile heroes who require a lot of help to stay alive if they're getting dived, and because there's one less tank to peel for them, and also because Brig doesn't have her stun anymore, it's going to be very hard to stay alive. Experienced ZENYATTA and Ana players will still be able to force them even against unfavorable enemy team comps, but the pressure that they'll feel will be huge. Now, before we move into the second category, I have to say that a meta in which Ana and ZENYATTA are the go-to supports can always emerge if the team comp is built around them, but I don't think we'll be seeing that for a while. I suspect it's going to feel like playing deathmatch for the duration of the beta. Heroes tier list when you're the side goal, when you're not the focus of the enemy team. S tier, Ana, ZENYATTA. A tier, Baptiste, Brig, Mercy. B tier, LUCIO. C tier, MOIRA. Explanation of hero tier lists in this situation. S tier, Ana. Playing Ana uncontested is a wet dream of Ana players. You can use your sleep dart to look for picks, you can throw aggressive grenades, you can do some damage shots in the teamfight and not heal non-stop because you have one less tank, and wait a minute, there's the new support passive that lets you poke, take damage, and not have to heal yourself with a nade or to ask for heals from your other support. If you want to know more about what the new support passive means for support players, check out this video where I go in depth about what it means for every support. There's gonna be one small issue for Ana players though. You farm Nano slower now, because there's one less teammate to heal, and if you heal the only tank from your team, you'll receive less ult charge due to the new tank passive. This means two things. You have to make your Nano count, and you have to improve your sleep dart and nade accuracy with her if you want to win a lot of games. And who knows, maybe even get that incredibly rare Ana play of the game. ZENYATTA. A ZENYATTA who doesn't have to worry about flankers means that your team plays with 3 DPSs instead of 2, so the damage output will go through the roof. If your team kills them faster than the enemies can kill you, then why do you even need a lot of healing? The healing your teammates will get from Zen's healing orb and from the other support you are running with will be enough. Here's a tip. Start by playing from a safe distance, and if you feel like you can get closer to the fight without the enemies being able to roll you, then do it so you can land your shots easier. Experienced ZENYATTA players will have a lot of fun in the beta if the enemies don't change to heroes that can counter him. Additionally, Discord Orb is stronger in my opinion in the Overwatch 2 beta than in Overwatch 1 because it's easier to focus the discorded target as it's clearer who your team should focus, a direct cause of 5 vs 5, and I can't even start imagining how it's going to feel like playing tank, getting discorded and focused without a secondary tank to bail you out. A tier, Baptiste. Strong pick, but I'm afraid that sometimes the safe range of playing him will be when his damage falloff kicks in, so you might not get the max out of his damage output. If the enemies completely ignore you, then you can get close to them and damage, healing, immortality field and amplification matrix will be a deadly combination. He's in A tier also because I don't think that playing grouped up will be as strong in the beta as it was in Overwatch 1, so his positioning style might change as a direct result of 5 vs 5. Not to mention that it will be harder to get value out of your regenerative burst and healing grenades because your teammates will be either out of range or harder to hit. Brig. With the stun getting removed from her shield bash, I must put her in A tier because her utility got lowered a bit. She does more damage with her shield now, but she still has an obvious weakness. She's only efficient short to medium range, so if the enemies are far away and you can't get to them, it's better to swap to another hero. She remains an insane peeler and AoE healer that can do a ton of damage, but those things will not always be needed, and the utility that other heroes can provide might matter more. Mercy. Damage boosting a DPS who lands their shots is one of the most satisfying things you can experience as a support player. Getting a rest off matters more now, and having Mercy's passive stack with the new support passive means that if you've got the moves to stay alive, you'll adore playing Mercy. Unfortunately, I must put her in A tier because she's still dependent on how well her team does, but hey, that doesn't mean that you can't go in DPS Mercy mode and kill them all. Am I right? B tier, LUCIO. Usually you'll never be the priority target from the support lineup as you have insane mobility, but in this case, in which the enemy team wants to focus your tank or your DPS, the question that we have to answer is, what Lucio brings to your team is more valuable than what the other supports can bring? Do your teammates actually need speed boost to get the job done? C tier, MOIRA. All she does is bring heal and damage, so ask yourselves this question. If I'm 100% sure I'm not going to get focused, why not go a support that brings more utility for my team? What do I expect to see? What do I expect to see? What do I expect to see now? In Overwatch, when there are a ton of changes, players default to playing high mobility heroes because they don't require that much team play, apart from getting the timing right of when to engage. This means that the supports with the highest survivability, which are MOIRA and LUCIO, will probably be the go-to support duo until we'll figure out what are the strongest team comps with all the changes added to the game. I do suspect that a sleeper OP pick during the beta will be Mercy, and people will overlook her a lot, but I just think that a good Pharah Mercy combo will be incredibly hard to deal against. Please let me know in the comments who do you think will be the strongest and the weakest supports in the beta. I hope you enjoyed the video. ML7 out.